Hi, I am Prasad. Welcome to my channel. Now let's go discuss about some problems related to the average speed and average velocity, and this is the second video belongs to the average speed and average velocity. Let's go discuss the problem. A body moves in a straight line from A to B with speed v1 and then from B to A with speed v2. Find the average velocity and average speed. Now body move in a straight line from A to B with speed v1 and return back with speed v2. Now question is, what is average velocity and average speed? First we go to find out the average velocity. Average velocity, you know that formula, total displacement by total time. In this case, what is the displacement? Initially point is A, final return back to the point A. So A is initial point and also final point. When initial point and final points are the same, there is no displacement. So here displacement is 0. So whatever the time is, so 0 by anything is 0. So here average velocity is 0 because here total displacement is 0. Next, what is average speed? Average speed formula, total distance by total time. Body moves in a straight line from A to B with speed v1 and return back with speed v2. Let us assume distance between A and B is d. From A to B, its distance is d, and from B to A, its distance is also d. So total distance here, d plus d, that is 2d. So total distance is 2d. Now what is the total time? See here, for A to B, how much time is taken? We know that from A to B, distance is d and speed is v1. So here time is distance by velocity, so that is d by v1. So that is time 1, d by v1. Here from B to A, it covers same distance with speed v2. So here time is distance by velocity. So here t2 is equal to d by v2. Now total time is time 1 plus time 2. So here d by v1 plus d by v2. So if we take d is the common, then we get 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2. So d, so LCM is v1 v2. So we get in the numerator v2 plus v1. So now the total time is d into v2 plus v1 by v1 into v2. So what is average speed formula? Total distance by total time. So total distance is 2d and total time is d v2 plus v1 by v1 v2. So dd cancel. So v1 v2 is the denominator of denominator, then it become numerator. So that is 2 v1 v2 by v2 plus v1, that is nothing but v1 plus v2. So average speed here formula 2 v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. Now the question is, a body moves in a straight line from A to B with speed v1 and then return back in the same line and covers half distance with speed v2. Find the average velocity and average speed. From the data, body move in a straight line from A to B with speed v1 and return back in the same line and covers half distance. Look here, half distance. Suppose this total distance is d and return back half. Suppose this is the midpoint. So what is the half of the distance? That is d by 2. Now what is the final position? So this is the final position of the body. So this is initial position of the body. Question is, what is average velocity? Let's go to find average velocity. So average velocity formula, total displacement by total time. So this is initial position and this is the final position. So total displacement is nothing but final position minus initial position. So what is the distance between final position minus initial position? Final position is nothing but midpoint. So here total distance is d from midpoint. So what is the distance to A? That is d by 2. So here distance is d by 2. So this is the distance between final position and initial position. So that is distance is d by 2. So we have to definitely find what is the time taken to reach final position from initial position. So here there are two times. First, body is moving along this direction. So here from A to B with a distance with speed v1, total distance is, so it takes a time distance by speed, that is v1. So second journey, he returns back half and covers half distance, that means d by 2. So t2 is equal to with speed v2. So here t2 is equal to distance by distance nothing but d by 2 by speed. Speed is v2. So here d by 2 v2. So what is the total time? So this is d by v1 plus d by 2 v2. So d is the common in both terms. Suppose d is taken a common, then we get 1 by v1 plus 1 by 2 v2. Next d. So what is the LCM here? So here number is 2, number are 1 and 2. So LCM is 2 and v1 v2 are variables. So multiple of v1 v2 is a LCM. So totally 2 v1 v2 is a LCM. Now 2 v1 v2 is divided by the v1. So v1 v1 cancel, we get 2 v2. So 2 v2 multiplied with 1, then we get 2 v2 plus 2 v1 v2 is divided by the 2 v2. So 2 v2 cancel, then we get here v1. So v1 is multiplied with 1, then we get v1. So this is the total time. So what is the formula for average velocity? That is total displacement. So what is the total displacement here? That is d by 2 and total time. Total time is d into 2 v2 plus v1 by 2 v1 v2. So this is d by 2 into, see here rational number, when it comes to up it become reciprocal. So reciprocal of this one, that is 2 v1 v2 by d. So what is the numerator? 2 v2 plus v1. So here d cancel, 2 cancel, then we get v1 v2 by 2 v2 plus v1. So here average velocity is v1 v2 by 2v2 plus v1. So that is v1 v2 by v1 plus 2v2. So this is the answer. Next, what is average speed? What is average speed? Average speed formula: total distance by total time. So what is the total distance? See here, body is moving from A to B, so it covers a distance d and return back in the same direction, in the same line, and covers half. So this is the d by 2. So here distance is, first it covers d and next covers d by 2. So d plus d by 2. So 2 into d, 2d plus d, 3d by 2. So total distance here 3d by 2. Now what is the total time? Already we calculated total time here. So what is the total time? So this is total time. That is d into 2v2 plus v1 by 2v1 by 2. So here total time is d into 2v2 plus v1 by 2v1 v2. Okay. So average speed is equal to total distance is 3d by 2 and total time is d into v2 plus v1 by 2v1 v2. So that is equal to 3d by 2. See here, this is in rational number, bring up, then it become reciprocal. So reciprocal is 2v1 v2 by 2v2 plus v1. So here 2 cancel. v1 v2 by d into 2v2 plus v1. So 2 cancel and d cancel. Then we get 3v1 v2 by 2v2 plus v1. So here our speed is equal to 3v1 v2 by, say 2v2 plus v1 is nothing but v1 plus 2v2. What is average velocity? That is v1 v2 by v1 plus 2v2. So v1 v2 by v1 plus 2v2. So this is the answer for the question. A body moves in a straight line from A to B and covers half of the time with speed v1, next half of the time covers with speed v2. What is average speed? See here, body moves in a straight line from A to B. So this is from A to B. Is considered here t. Now total time is t. Suppose from A to B it takes a total time is t, half of the time. Suppose somewhere after half of the time in the line, suppose this is the point, after half of the time body is here. So half of the time mean t by 2. Cover with speed v1. Remaining half of the time covers with speed v2. So body first distance cover this one and the next distance is cover this one. So this is a d1. Suppose this is d1 and this is the d2. So total distance here d1 plus d2. See here, for the distance d1, body moves with speed v1 and takes a time t2. So distance is equal to speed into time. So v1 into t by 2. Similarly, for the distance d2 is body moves with speed v2 for the time t by 2. So d2 is equal to speed into time. So d1 here v1 t by 2 and d2 is v2 by 2. So total distance here d1 plus d2, that is what is the d1 here, v1t by 2 plus v2t, d2 is v2t by 2. So LCM is 2 2. So v1t plus v2t. So here in these two terms t is the common. So if you take t is the common, then we get v1 plus v2 by 2. So this is the total distance. Now what is the formula for average speed? So average speed is equal to total distance by total time. So what is the total distance here? That is, this is 1 t into v1 plus v2 by 2. Now total time is in denominator, so total time is here t. So t cancel, then we get v1 plus v2 by 2. So average speed is here v1 plus v2 by 2. So for this condition, our speed is v1 plus v2 by 2. See here, in previous problem, first half distance covered with the v1, next half distance is covered with the v2. Then what is the average speed formula there? So that is formula is 2v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. Okay. For this, what is the condition here? First half time with speed v1, next half time speed cover with speed v2. For this condition, our speed is v1 plus v2 by 2.